And this week's video is all about why I decided to quit Amazon. Let's go. So for those of you guys that don't know, yes, I was a recruiter, and yes, I was a recruiter for Amazon HQ, not in the warehouse. I will go ahead and post a couple of videos down in the description if you guys want to go ahead and see those. I do put tips and tricks on how to get a job, how to land an interview, and different tips and tricks for your resume, and how to get a job at Amazon. And for those of you guys that have never worked at Amazon before, well, let me tell you. For those of you guys that are still new to the whole professional world. Excuse me, oh, sorry, I just even thinking about it just made me vomit. And it's actually different because like all the things and the thoughts and all the stuff that you've been like thinking about Amazon and how it's like such a glamorous company, it might be a little bit different than when you actually work there. And it actually might change your mind. When I first started, I thought people were going to be super crabby there, but like I came in like with like a blind faith, and in actuality like people were actually like super kind. Oh my god, you guys can see how like snow white my legs are. Big shout out to my manager and my coworkers, Steph and Jane. If you are working, shout out to you guys. You guys were the real MVPs. But no, like the people were actually amazing, and personally like I actually liked the work that I was doing. But I will say that working in a very big company like Amazon, tons and tons of work is automated, and it's just a lot of paperwork and a lot of like corrections that are into the system. Like literally everything is like all distributed. There's like a team for there's like a cajillion teams like everywhere that are doing like all like 100 tasks at once. There's so many different like middlemen and so many cake layers that I couldn't even count anymore. And like to be honest, like it all just kind of felt like you were just like kind of this like itty bitty like grain of rice, like just like working. It just made it feel like a little like rice. And so yeah, like I was a recruiter, and so I wasn't working at the warehouse. I know that like working in the warehouse is like completely like different to like how it was like as a recruiter at Amazon. But I did hire for those people that like were working in the warehouses or working in like retail stores or physical stores. But I think, you know, like working there for about a few months, like I was kind of starting to feel like I knew I was like destined for something greater. And not saying that like people who work there are like not destined for greatness or not great in what they do. The people who work at Amazon are absolutely amazing. But Amazon is such a huge company. I just felt so small. Like I felt like just like a tiny like ant on the ant farm. And like for me, like I'm like kind of like needy. Like I want the spotlight, like I want the mic, and I want to be able to actually feel like I'm making a difference. And that's exactly what I was looking for in my next career. It wasn't the name, it wasn't the title, it wasn't my 15 seconds of fame. It was actually the line of work that I was doing, and I actually really wanted to help people. And with recruiters, like yes, like you do help a lot of people, and like shout out to all the recruiters, and I have so much respect for them, and they do amazing things. But for me, my line of thinking was that if I had come to Amazon, that I was thinking that I was going to be part of the greats, I was going to be helping a bigger corporation. Runno! Do you guys see all of the like cajillion like news articles that are written about Jeff Bezos, about he's doing blah 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 this, blah 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 that? I personally, I know that Jeff Bezos has actually gone to Amazon a couple of times, but I actually had records to his like old file and like his old pictures and stuff, and he looked like an ice cream cone. And it was definitely one of the it was definitely kind of one of the like the big fish, like small pond or like small pond and big fish. I was a small fish in the big pond. Yeah. And I think that was like the biggest reason like why I like did end up leaving, and like why I left and how I left. Like I had a good experience, like and with the people working there, I was pretty ready to move on, to be honest with you. Would I go back? Probably, well I guess it would depend on the team that I would be working on. But like, yeah, sure, why not? Like, I'm down to get traumatized again. It was definitely a toss-up. Like, I actually had a lot of friends, and I knew a lot of people there who were working for Amazon. They were on a different team, and I will say that it's pretty team dependent. My friends, like, absolutely hated their experience, like, depending on the team they were working on. And then I had people who, like, absolutely love, like, what they do, and they just keep climbing higher and higher, higher up the ladder. But then you had, like, people who were like me, who, like, wasn't on all those, like, bad teams and like actually smile from like time to time. But for me, like I knew just like from experience, like I was just ready to move on, and I knew that I wanted to make a bigger difference in a smaller company, and I could see all that differences going on. Working at Amazon, it was definitely a lot of tickets, and a lot of teams were really smushed together, and especially when you have a very, very big company like that, a lot of things do get misplaced. A lot of things kind of end up getting lost in a lot of things do end up getting lost in translation. I probably switched my manager like 20 times when I was there in like the past like 3 months. So yeah, that's probably it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to comment down below what you guys like to see next, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye bye.